Hey everyone, welcome back to the Manly Focus channel. Today, we're tackling an issue that's creating waves in the dating and social scene, the evolving dynamics between men and women. This discussion will shed light on why some men believe women are changing and whether it's too late to bridge the divide. So, if you're keen on understanding the pulse of contemporary gender relations, this one's for you. Let's dive right in. Modern society is undergoing a profound transformation in the realm of interpersonal relationships. More men are saying that they are no longer interested in dating or marriage. The reason? They argue that modern women are no longer dating material. This is a controversial and polarizing viewpoint that needs further exploration. At the core of this claim lies a narrative that women have been sold by contemporary feminist movements, a narrative that promotes a victimhood mentality. Women are repeatedly told that they are under the oppressive forces of patriarchy, and that this system is responsible for every problem they face. This perspective suggests that patriarchy is fundamentally flawed and that any hint of masculinity is toxic. Take the claim about the wage gap, which suggests that for the same job, women get paid less than men. This has become a rallying cry for many feminists. However, critics question its validity. If it were true, and women were equally competent but cheaper, wouldn't corporations exclusively hire women to cut costs? Another alarming fact revolves around healthcare funding disparities. While breast cancer and prostate cancer have similar mortality rates, breast cancer research receives 6 times the funding. Why such a vast difference? When we look at societal structures, men aren't necessarily sitting pretty either. For instance, approximately 85% of the homeless population in the US consists of men. Men, on average, receive lengthier prison terms for the same offenses compared to women. After divorces, many men end up financially devastated, often losing meaningful contact with their children due to biases in family law. In the occupational sphere, men predominantly choose dangerous and life-threatening jobs, like firefighting, law enforcement, and military roles. Around 94% of work-related accidents involve men. These choices are made, not out of masochism, but often from a desire to provide and seek stability in their relationships. But isn't it ironic? While there's a push for women to occupy more seats on corporate boards, there isn't the same zeal to see gender equality in coal mines or on garbage trucks. This bias extends into perceptions as well. Men are twice as likely to make child support payments, yet we've ingrained the term deadbeat dad into our vernacular. But is there a corresponding term for women who don't pay? There's also a disparity in the way crimes are perceived. Men are 3 times more likely to be murdered and twice as likely to be victims of violent crimes. Education shows a skewed trend too. Boys, often being educated in female-centric environments, seem to underperform. Consequently, a higher percentage of women are now earning degrees from associate to doctoral levels. Media representation isn't any kinder to men. Men are often depicted as bumbling fools in sitcoms and commercials, whereas women are portrayed as competent and in charge. While it's great to empower women, it shouldn't be done at the expense of belittling men. The core issue here is that modern feminism, while having started as a movement for equality, appears to some to have transitioned into a power struggle. While feminism seeks to challenge and dismantle the patriarchy, some critics argue it's not for a balanced society but rather to establish a matriarchy. They accuse modern feminists of being more focused on disparaging men rather than uplifting women. Now, this societal backdrop is impacting the dating realm. Many men feel that dating contemporary feminists come with excessive baggage, filled with outrage and grievances. The impression is that feminist women often prioritize their careers over forming personal connections. While ambition is commendable, when it's accompanied by a disdain for traditional structures that many find solace in, it becomes challenging. This has led to the rise of movements like MGTOW, men going their own way. Men, feeling marginalized, decide to disengage from romantic relationships with women altogether. Instead, they focus on personal development, hobbies, and friendships. This isn't out of a disdain for women but rather a response to feeling undervalued and unprotected in modern relationship dynamics. In contemporary times, it has been observed that women are slowly beginning to recognize the evolution of the male perspective, but it might be a little too late. The assertions made about modern women, that they aren't dating material or are victims of a society that they themselves are helping shape, is gaining traction. Firstly, To claim that women are no longer dating material is an overgeneralization. However, it's essential to understand why this perspective is emerging. This belief primarily stems from the idea that blanket narratives, often rooted in extreme feminism, paint all men with the same brush, suggesting that every male individual is part of an oppressive patriarchy. It's essential to differentiate between genuine feminism, which seeks equality, and misinterpreted or extreme feminism that projects all men as oppressors. The latter view can significantly cloud the discourse and further deepen gender divides. In conclusion, while feminism played a crucial role in balancing the scales, the pendulum, according to some, seems to have swung too far in the opposite direction. The message for men seems clear: adapt or opt out. Many are choosing the latter. Women are slowly catching on to this exodus, but for many men, it's a case of too little, too late. The future of interpersonal relationships seems to be at a crossroads, and it's vital for both genders to engage in open dialogue to forge a path forward. There you have it, gents. The landscape of male-female dynamics is clearly shifting. Many of us might be thinking, is the age-old playbook of dating and relationships no longer valid? While some would argue that the current social paradigm is blurring lines, it's also important for men to remain true to their values and beliefs. Here at Manly Focus, we encourage you to critically examine these changes and decide for yourself. Do these new dynamics truly benefit everyone? Is it a zero-sum game? Drop your thoughts below and let's ignite a discussion. And if this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share. Stay sharp, stay informed, and as always, keep that manly focus.